Okay, my mic's on.
Mine is too. Okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome to K4J. We are so glad that you joined us this evening. We're trying something new. We are here at church getting ready for you, and I hope that you guys are wearing your comfiest clothes, hanging out together with your family. Invite your whole family to join you. It doesn't matter if they're small or tall. We want everybody to join in and experience the fun of K4J. We're going to do all the things we typically do at K4J. We're going to sing some songs, and we're going to play a game, and we're going to learn a really cool Bible story and learn something awesome about God and his heart. I'm going to give you a few guidelines about how this is going to work. So Mr. Dewing and I, we're going to encourage you to join and play along with us in your house. If you hear one of us ask a question, we're going to ask you to pause the video and talk about it with whoever you're watching the video with. So maybe it's your mom or your sister or your grandma, or maybe it's your brother or your friend next door, right? So if whoever you're with, stop, pause the video, talk about it. When you're done talking about it, turn the video back on, and we'll show you something else fun to do. All right?
Sounds good.
Okay, so the first thing that we usually do at K4J is we talk about our week, right? We're going to think about our last week and think of one great thing that happened and maybe one not so great thing that happened. All right? So be thinking about those in your brain. And we're going to share some, and then I want you to pause the video, and then you guys can share about yours. If you have something you want to share with us, you can write it in the comments, and we'd read it later, and we'll think about you. All right?
Okay, so one great thing that I think happened this week
Yes.
is Miss Kylie baked me an apple pie,
Oh,
and it was great. And
Mr. Dewing
it was
loves apple pie.
Yummy, yummy. And so that was a great thing for me.
Awesome.
Yeah. And a not so great thing is at work today, I had a Zoom meeting that lasted 6 hours.
Oh, that's a long time to be on a
6 hour
Zoom
Zoom
meeting.
meetings, not good.
Yeah. Did you get a couple potty breaks?
Yes,
Did
we
they-
did have a break for lunch.
And they let you stop for lunch? Oh, good.
Yes,
Oh,
so that was all right. But being on Zoom all day is no fun.
Yeah, I agree. That doesn't sound like my
And
favorite day.
I think that some of our friends who've been doing virtual school
Probably feel the
have
same
had some
way.
of those
Yeah.
kind of days too.
Yeah. Well, this week, my great thing that I got to do this week is it was sunny and warm at the beginning of this week, and we got to spend all day outside at my school where we still have some kids. So we had so much fun getting to play in the sun. And we really needed that because it's been raining, and we haven't been able to get outside that much. So it was really great. A not so great thing that happened this week was I had some friends in my class that were sick, and they had to stay home. And they felt really sad and they missed us. So we're looking forward to seeing them again later when they feel better.
Yeah. So pause the video and do one great thing, one not so great thing from your week, and we'll see you again in a couple minutes.
Awesome. Welcome back, guys. I hope you had a fun time sharing with the people in your house. Next is my favorite part of K4J. We're going to do some singing and dancing. So make sure you have enough space in your house so you're not running into anybody or anything. And turn your volume way up high so you can sing with us.
Shout it out without a
was fun.
Right?
Yeah, you probably saw that I'm not nearly as good as singing and dancing as Miss Kylie is.
But he tried.
We have fun anyway. So,
So we're going to learn about somebody that had a purpose, right?
that's right. But he didn't think he was very good at it.
Oh.
So, have you ever had to do something you weren't very good at? So, there's some things like maybe you're not very good at spelling. That would be me.
And it's
And
a little bit me.
I think that
It's
when I was in
hereditary.
school, I got F's in spelling.
Oh.
And I had to spend a lot of my recesses inside writing spelling words, which
Or-
was a thing that Mrs. Bidlack, my third
Oh.
grade teacher, made us do.
Or maybe you weren't very good at math. That was me. And I often just forgot to do my math homework. Maybe I shouldn't say that. I don't think my mom knew.
And some people are great at sports.
Oh, absolutely. Not me, though. I'm so slow, not
And-
very coordinated.
And so there are things that we're good at and not so good at. So I want you to think about one of those things we just talked about that you're not so good at. So
And we're going to try some things we're not so good at right now.
So I already told you that spelling is my worst thing. So I'm going to try to spell a word that Miss Kylie gives
All right,
me.
I'm going to give him a really tricky one. You ready? You should try to spell it too, because even if you're not good at spelling, it's good practice, right? Or if you are good at spelling. So, Mr. Dewing, you ready?
I'm ready.
I want you to spell the word aerosol.
Aerosol, like bug spray.
like bug spray.
Right.
Yeah, as an aerosol spray can.
Aerosol, you spray it in the air.
Yep.
So it would be AIROSOL. Aerosol.
That was a good train of thought, but it is incorrect. The way you spell aerosol is AEROUSAUL. Mrs. Dewing shaking her head at me. AERO. No U. AEROSOL. Aerosol. Is that right, Mrs. Dewing? She's our spell checker. She
That's
raised
right.
me, but
You-
I'm related
you
to
might-
him, so.
You might have to look it up and
Yeah, look it
send
up.
it to us on a postcard.
Exactly, or write it in the comments. I was right the second time.
AEROSOL.
All right. So
Aerosol.
turns out Mr. Dewing and I both are bad at spelling.
That's
What
right.
do you know?
So, your task,
Oh dear.
Miss Kylie, seeing as how you're the sports maven
Oh
or
yes.
not,
So good
I
at
want
sports.
you to take a piece of paper and crumple it up into a ball.
Okay. Hang
This is something that you could do at home. Of course, maybe you have a tennis ball or you have something like that. And so I know that Miss Kylie is left-handed. So I want you to put your left hand behind your back. And I want you to toss that ball in your right hand and play catch with yourself one-handed. You got it. Try one more time. Yeah, so that's not very easy for Miss Kylie. So you guys are going to take a short break, and with you and your family, I want you to talk about what's something that you're not great at, and then give it a try, and then come back in a minute, and we'll continue talking about the person from the Bible that's on our list for today. Okay, great. How did you do? Did you find out what your mom and dad are good at? Maybe are your parents great spellers? Are your brothers or your sisters great at sports? Maybe you made up some great math problems for someone in your family to do. So today, the person we're talking about from the Bible is Moses. You might know a lot about Moses. You might have seen movies about Moses. Remember that when he was a baby, his mom put him in a basket in the Nile River, and Pharaoh's daughter rescued him from the river, and he grew up in Pharaoh's palace. And he eventually ran away into the desert. And so Moses was an Israelite who grew up in the royal family of Egypt and ran away into the desert. And that's where a lot of years later, our story is going to come to talk about Moses. And Moses was in the desert where he lived, and he was a shepherd, and he was tending his sheep. And God asked him to do something that was very difficult. So we're going to watch a short video clip about Moses and the burning bush, and then we're going to come back and talk about it some more. So here we go, the burning bush.
Kids Bible Story Theater!
Today's Bible story comes from the book of Exodus, chapter 3, verse 1, through chapter 4, verse 17. One day, Moses was outside taking care of his sheep.
I'm Moses.
While watching over his sheep, he saw a bush burning. The bush was on fire, but it wasn't burning up.
Whoa, that's cool. I need to check it out.
All of a sudden, a voice came from the bush. It was God.
Moses, Moses,
Me? I'm here.
don't come any closer. Take off your shoes, for this is holy ground. I've noticed that my people, the Israelites, are suffering in Egypt. The Egyptians are using them as slaves. That's not okay. So I'm going to rescue them, and you are going to help me. You need to go talk to Pharaoh.
Moses didn't want to talk to Pharaoh, and he didn't think the Israelites would believe God really spoke to him. So God helped Moses by giving him some signs of God's power. First, God told Moses to throw the staff in his hand onto the ground. It turned into a snake. When Moses picked up the snake, it turned back into a staff. God sent this sign so Moses could prove that God had sent him. Next, God told Moses to put his hand in his cloak. It turned white, like he had a bad skin disease. When Moses put his hand back in his cloak, the white was gone. This was another sign of God's power. As one final sign, God told Moses to pour water from the river onto the ground. The water turned to blood. All these signs proved that God could do miracles. And God doesn't change. He can always do miracles. God is all powerful. Moses still felt unsure he could do the job, but he could trust God because
God doesn't change! Yay!
Okay, so that was a fun way to hear about what happened to Moses and the burning bush. And you remember what God asked Moses to do? God asked Moses to go back and talk to Pharaoh and tell him to stop using the Israelites for slaves. And Moses said to God, he said, I'm not very good at talking to people. I'm a really bad public speaker, and it makes me nervous. I can't do that. And God told him that he didn't have to worry about that God would be with him. And one of the things Moses also said, he said, God, how will I know how to tell everybody who sent me? He said, when they say what God sent me, what do I say that your name is? And God said to say, my name is I am that I am. And that's a funny name for God, isn't it? I am. And what that means, I think, is that God's saying, I am. I never had a beginning. I'm never going to have an end. I'm eternal. I am. I exist. I don't change. You know, what I have been forever in the past, I will be forever in the future. God said, I am the God of Abraham and Isaac and Jacob, who were like Moses' 6th or 7th great-grandfathers, right? Lived hundreds of years before Moses. And God said, was their God, I am your God. And, you know, Moses said, I'm not a very good public speaker, but God said, I am. Moses said, I'm scared to go, I'm not brave. I can't go before Pharaoh. I'm not brave. And God said, I am. And because God doesn't change, because God is powerful, because God had a purpose for Moses, Moses could go and do what God asked him to do. It didn't mean that Moses wasn't a little scared about it, but he knew that the God that never changes, the God that is I am, was going to be with him. So maybe take a minute with your family and pause and talk for a minute about what are things that are kind of scary for you? Where things where you feel like you're not brave enough or that you're not good enough, but it's something that God wants you to do. So take a minute, talk with your family about what it's like to have a God who is I am. Okay, welcome back. Miss
Welcome
Kylie.
back. All right, so we are going to play a little game with you right now. And it's going to help us remember that even though we might change or the things around us might change, God doesn't.
You mean like sometimes I get to go to school and sometimes I have to stay home and do virtual school?
Yes. But even though you have to do that, you can know that God is there and he wants to help you and will help you get through and feel better maybe about what's going on. You don't have to be afraid or worried or scared. So we're going to play a little game that's really just silly and fun. So I'm going to ask Mr. Dewing to go to the other room. And he's going to plug his ears, and he's not going to look. And while he's gone, I'm going to change something about the way I look. All right? I might take my hair out or take my glasses off or switch my watch from one hand to the other. Who knows? All right? I'm going to change something about my body.
So I should be looking at you very closely.
Yes, look at me very closely.
Memorizing
Memorize
the way it is.
all the accessories
Okay.
that I am wearing. All right? And then when I'm ready, I'm going to bring him back. All right? And it's going to be his job to guess what's different. All right? What changed.
Okay.
All right?
I'm going to go in the other
All
room.
right, go in the other room. And while he's gone, you guys can watch me and see if he's right when he guesses. Oh, he shut the door. He's gone. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my watch off and I'm going to hide it where he can't find it. And we're going to see if he notices that it's missing. Okay. Do you think you can do that with me? Okay. All right. Should we call him back?
Are you ready?
Yes, we're ready.
Okay. Here we go.
All right. Something about me is different.
Something. You still have your glasses.
I am wearing my glasses.
You have both shoes
I
on.
have both shoes on my feet.
You still have a ponytail
I
in your
do.
hair. I have a bracelet on your left hand, but your watch is gone from your right hand. I think that's what changed.
Is he right? Yeah, he's right. He figured it out. So, what I want you guys to do is I want you to pause the video, and I want each of your family members to take a turn, all right? You can decide if you want one person to go out of the room and everybody change something, or if you go one at a time. You decide as a family. But make sure everybody has a turn to play our little game. And then when we come back, we're going to sing another song because singing and dancing is my favorite part, all right? So I'll see you soon. All right, welcome back, guys. I got to put my watch back on.
Okay, so the next song we're going to sing is, so we sang I Was Made for This.
So we're going to sing Stand Strong.
Strong. Stand strong when life changes.
And watch carefully, guys, because if you remember, we sang this the last time we were all together, and at the end, there's two different parts. So see if you can do both of them.
Can I sing both at the same time?
I think that would be tricky,
Okay,
but you can
I'll
try.
just pick one.
All right.
Stand strong when life changes. Stand strong through the ups and downs. Stand strong, for you know that God is in control. Stand strong when life changes. Stand
Good job, Mr. Doing.
Yeah, well, if you watch the video, it won't be that
I
good.
think it'll be good.
So, we've come to the end of our virtual K4J.
We have.
And we're so glad that you joined us. We love to see you in person, and we love doing this for you when we're virtual because we love you. And we can't wait till we get to see you again.
So, just so you know, we'll get to see you again when you get to go to school in person again. So if you're going to school in person, that means on Friday night there will be K4J at 6 o'clock here at the church, just like we usually do. All right? If you have virtual school, Mr. Doing and I will come here and we'll do a virtual K4J, and it'll be on Facebook ready for you on Friday, okay? But if there's a vacation from school, we won't have K4J and we won't have virtual K4J.
Okay,
Sound
so
right, Mr. Doing?
in-person school,
Yes.
in-person K4J.
Yes, you got it.
Virtual school, virtual K4J.
You got it.
Vacation, it's vacation,
vacation.
from K4J.
Exactly.
Okay, great. We love you, and we can't wait to see you again, and we hope you had
You can
fun.
say we should sign off like VeggieTales,
Okay,
which is God made you special and he loves you very much.
that's right. God made you special, and he does love you very much.
Bye.
And so do we. Bye-bye.